Rob, moving on to cricket, hopefully the Proteas can bank a win for South Africa and maybe set the tone for the weekend. Yeah, first T20 against New Zealand, the Black Caps. Who's back for the Proteas and what sort of side are they going to field against the Black Caps?
From a South African point of view, a little bit disappointing that JP Duminy had to pull out, although for understandable reasons, paternity-related issues, things haven't gone quite according to schedule on that front. So he's had to pull out of the T20s now as well. That's a little bit of a blow for the Proteas because he's been emerging more and more as an all-rounder and the sort of guy who you can quite confidently turn to for a full 4-over quota in a T20 international, as well as be very effective with a bat. It's an arena that he generally does pretty well in. We know we have some reservations about him in the test side, where his stats still aren't spectacular to justify his batting place. But we've now basically lost an all-rounder, and remember that we're still sort of adapting to a sort of post-Jacques Kallis sort of scenario. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Proteas manage to sort of balance the side. For me, the big interesting point is Hashim Amla being back at T20 level, clearly with a view to the World T20 at the end of the season in mind.
Yeah.
The fact that the type of batsman he is, the sort of innovative, wristy sort of player to play on the subcontinent, I think they'll want him at the top of the order. We know that in the last few years he's very much downscaled in T20, and he's not your sort of orthodox, smash it over the ropes type of guy, but he does work the ball around very effectively. We know what a class act he is, and he'll, as much as anything, he'll also be looking for a return to a bit of form, to just get some runs below the belt, because he struggled for various reasons in Bangladesh to get going, especially as the weather played havoc with a lot of their preparations and desperately affected the Test series. So he's a bit short of a gallop in the middle, and hopefully we'll be looking for some runs. Interesting scheduling, of course. I've heard that reports from Durban indicate that the practice strips looked a little bit spicy in sort of pre-season. So perhaps that will also translate out into the middle at Kingsmead, which might bring the seam attacks, decent seam attacks of both sides into the equation. Desperately hard to make a call. It'd be good to actually just get to see the Proteas play on home turf for the first time this season, see how it goes. But let's not forget that it's this time the T20 is a bit more important because of the emphasis on finally trying to get that big ICC trophy at the end of the season. So it's almost more important than the ODI portion. So lots to look at from a Proteas point of view, and but it still seems so early in the season. It's so rare to be playing matches in South Africa in August.
Yeah.
And a lot of the guys, as I say, are still short of some time in the middle. So it's a bit of a lotto as to an outcome. Let's just hope that we get a bit of a tonic for the national sporting psyche generally, and that we actually do manage to get off to a winning start against the Black Caps.